Maya Chen stood outside Vanguard Studios wearing ripped black jeans, an oversized vintage band tee knotted at her waist, and scuffed white sneakers that had seen better days. Her dark hair was pulled into a messy bun, and silver rings decorated her fingers. The building loomed overhead, all sleek glass and steel reflecting the Los Angeles sunset in shades of burnt orange and purple. 6 months since her indie film project had crashed and burned. 6 months since her so-called collaborators had leaked her script online and claimed it as their own. Now she was here, auditioning as a creative director for some tech mogul's vanity streaming platform. Rock Bottom had an address, apparently. The lobby smelled like expensive coffee and new money. Her portfolio bag felt heavy with rejection letters she'd never actually received because nobody even bothered responding anymore. She rode the elevator to the top floor, her reflection staring back at her in the mirrored walls. Dark circles under her eyes. Chipped black nail polish. Zero expectations. The doors opened. He was standing by floor-to-ceiling windows, silhouetted against the dying light. When he turned, Maya's breath actually caught. Kai Sterling, 29, built his streaming empire from a dorm room and turned it into a billion-dollar company in 4 years. He wore black tailored pants that probably cost more than her rent, a crisp white button-down with the sleeves rolled to his elbows, and no tie. Minimalist silver watch. Dark hair styled in that effortlessly perfect way rich guys somehow achieved. His eyes were almost black, intense enough to make her want to look away. She didn't. Maya Chen. His voice was smooth, controlled. You're late. Traffic is traffic. She dropped her bag on his ridiculous marble desk. You gonna hold that against me, or can we start? Something shifted in his expression. Amusement, maybe. Or annoyance. Hard to tell. He picked up a tablet, scrolling. Your last project imploded. Publicly. Messily. Yeah, well, turns out people you trust can be absolute snakes. Her jaw tightened. That answer your question? It raises more. He set the tablet down, moving closer. Too close. She could smell his cologne now, something clean and stupidly expensive. You trusted the wrong people. Lost everything. So why should I trust you with my platform? The question hit different than she expected. Nobody asked her that. They just ghosted. Because I'm angry. The words came out raw, unfiltered. Because I have something to prove now. And people who have nothing left to lose? We're dangerous in the best way. Kai's eyes locked onto hers. The air between them felt charged, electric. Show me what you do with my platform. Maya grabbed the tablet from his desk, pulling up a blank canvas. Her fingers flew across the screen, sketching out concepts, ideas that had been burning in her brain for months with nowhere to go. She talked fast, passionate, forgetting where she was. Forgetting who he was. When she finally looked up, Kai was watching her with an expression she couldn't read. Intense. Focused. Something else underneath. 3 months, he said, his voice dropping lower. Prove to me you can rebuild my content strategy. We'll work together. Closely. Late nights. High pressure. Her pulse kicked up. I can handle pressure. Can you handle me? The question hung in the air between them, loaded with something that had nothing to do with business. Her phone buzzed. She glanced down. An unknown number. A message that made her blood run cold. Congrats on the new job. Let's see how long this one lasts. Jay. Her ex-collaborator. The one who destroyed her. He was watching. Kai noticed her face change. Problem? She locked her phone, shoving it in her pocket. Nothing I can't deal with. The job is yours, Maya. If you want it. She met his eyes. Dark. Dangerous. Promising something she couldn't define yet. I want it. He extended his hand. When she shook it, his grip was firm, warm, and he held on just a second too long. Welcome to Vanguard, Maya Chen. She grabbed her bag, heading for the elevator. At the doors, she glanced back. Kai stood by the windows, watching her with an intensity that made her skin burn. She'd come here desperate for a second chance. She was leaving with something way more complicated. The elevator doors closed, but not before she saw him pull out his phone, his expression turning cold and calculating. Maya had survived betrayal once. Lost everything. But walking away from those dark eyes and that loaded handshake, she had the terrifying feeling she was about to gamble it all again. And somewhere in the city, someone was already planning her downfall. 4 weeks in, and Maya practically lived at Vanguard Studios now. The office became her universe, all dark wood and exposed brick and mood lighting that shifted from blue to amber as night fell over the city. She'd claimed a corner workspace, surrounding herself with mood boards and concept art, and about 6 different coffee cups in various states of empty. Tonight, she wore black cargo pants, a cropped gray hoodie, and her signature sneakers. Hair down now, falling past her shoulders. Minimal makeup because who had time? Kai emerged from his office at midnight wearing dark jeans and a black Henley that should be illegal. He ditched the corporate aesthetic after hours, looking more like the college dropout who'd built an empire than the CEO who ran it. Still here. He leaned against her desk, too comfortable in her space. Yeah, because your content library is a disaster and someone has to fix it. She didn't look up from her laptop. Your algorithm is pushing the blandest stuff. Safe. Boring. Corporate. That's what investors want. Safe returns. That's what kills platforms. Now she looked at him. You didn't build this by playing safe, Kai. Why start now? Something flickered in his eyes. Respect. Challenge. Heat. Show me better. She pulled up her pitch, a slate of original content that was risky, raw, authentic. The kind of storytelling that made people feel something real. As she walked him through it, their shoulders touched. Neither moved away. This. He pointed at her screen, his hand brushing hers. This could tank us. Or make us untouchable. So which do you believe? He turned to face her. They were close enough that she could see gold flecks in his dark eyes, count his heartbeat in the pulse at his throat. I believe you're either going to save this company or destroy it. Haven't decided which yet. Cool, no pressure then. His laugh was unexpected, genuine. It changed his whole face, made him look younger, almost vulnerable. Her phone lit up. Another message. She grabbed it fast, but Kai was faster. Who's Jay? His voice went cold. They've texted you 17 times in 4 weeks. I counted. You've been watching my phone? I've been watching you. No apology in his tone. Someone's messing with you, Maya. Who is it? She stood, putting distance between them. My ex-collaborator. The one who stole my work. He's trying to psych me out. Is it working? No. Yes. Maybe. She didn't know anymore. Kai moved closer, backing her against the desk. Not threatening. Protective. The difference mattered. Let me handle it. I don't need saving, Kai. I know. But maybe I'm not offering to save you. Maybe I just really hate people who hurt what's mine. The possessiveness in his voice should have been a red flag. Instead, it sent electricity down her spine. I'm not yours. Not yet. He stepped back, running a hand through his hair. But you will be. Before she could process that, his phone rang. He glanced at the screen, his expression shutting down completely. I have to take this. He walked away, answering in a voice so cold it could freeze fire. Hello, father. Maya caught fragments. Corporate merger. Family expectations. A name that made her stomach drop. Sterling Enterprises. Kai's father's company. The same company that had invested in her failed film project. The same company that had pulled funding right before her collaborators betrayed her. The same company that destroyed her. Kai hung up, turning back to her. He froze when he saw her face. Maya. Sterling Enterprises. Her voice shook. Your father's company. They funded my film. His jaw tightened. I know. You knew. The betrayal hit like a physical blow. This whole time. It's not what you think. Then what is it, Kai? Why hire me? Why this whole thing? Her hands were shaking. Is this some sick game? Get close to the girl your family destroyed and what? Finish the job. No. He moved toward her. She moved back. My father made bad investments. Pulled out of projects recklessly. I didn't know you were one of them until after I hired you. I don't believe you. Maya, please. Don't. She grabbed her bag, her laptop. I'm done being someone's pawn. You're not a pawn. You're the only real thing in my life right now. The raw honesty in his voice stopped her. She turned back. Prove it. He pulled out his phone, showing her emails, documents. Evidence that he'd found out about his father's involvement a week ago. Evidence that he'd been trying to figure out how to tell her. I was going to tell you tonight. I swear. She wanted to believe him. God, she wanted to. Your father destroyed my career, Kai. And you're asking me to trust you. I'm asking you to let me make it right. He stepped closer. Work with me. Not for me. With me. We'll build something my father can't touch. Can't ruin. And if it all falls apart again, then we fall together. The promise hung between them, dangerous and tempting. Her phone buzzed. Another message from Jay. Having fun with the Sterling boy? Wait until you find out what he's really planning. Maya's blood went cold. She showed Kai the message. His expression went dark, predatory. That's it. I'm ending this. Kai, no. He threatens you. He threatens me. I'm done playing nice. He made a call, his voice pure ice. Find everything on Jordan Matthews. I want his whole life in a file by morning. Jordan. Her ex-collaborator. The snake who stole everything. Kai hung up, turning back to her. Trust me, Maya. Just this once. She should run. Every instinct screamed danger. But looking into his eyes, seeing the fierce protectiveness there, she made a choice that would change everything. Okay, I trust you. Something shifted in Kai's expression. Relief. Hunger. Something that looked almost like love. Don't make me regret this, she whispered. He pulled her close, his forehead resting against hers. I won't. I promise. But promises, Maya knew, were made to be broken. And somewhere in the city, Jordan Matthews was already making his next move. 2 months in. The office at 3 a.m. smelled like cold coffee and ambition. Rain hammered against the windows, Los Angeles finally acting like it knew how to storm. Maya sat cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by storyboards, wearing black leggings and an oversized Vanguard hoodie that definitely belonged to Kai. Her hair was piled on top of her head with a pencil stuck through it. No shoes. She'd given up on professional about 6 weeks ago. Kai was at his desk in gray sweatpants and a white t-shirt, glasses on because contacts got uncomfortable after midnight. He looked unfairly good in casual wear, which was honestly rude. They'd launched 3 original shows. All of them were crushing it. Critics loved them. Audiences were obsessed. Vanguard stock was climbing. And Maya couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to shatter. Come here. Kai's voice cut through her spiral. I want to show you something. She padded over to his desk. He pulled up financial reports, investor meetings, projections that made her head spin. We're about to close the biggest deal in Vanguard's history. A merger that'll make us unstoppable. He looked up at her, something vulnerable in his expression. And I want you as my partner. Not just creative director. Equal partner. Her heart stopped. Kai, I'm serious. You built this with me. You should own it with me. That's insane. I've been here 2 months. And in 2 months you've done what my entire previous team couldn't do in 2 years. He stood, taking her hands. Maya, I'm all in on this. On us. On whatever this is becoming. The confession hung in the air between them, terrifying and perfect. Her phone buzzed. She ignored it. It buzzed again. And again. You should check that, Kai said quietly. She pulled it out. Her blood turned to ice. 20 messages from Jordan. And 1 email with an attachment. Subject line, thought you should know who you're really working for. She opened it. Video files. Audio recordings. Documents. Evidence that Kai had known about his father's involvement in destroying her film from the beginning. Evidence that hiring her was strategic. Evidence that this whole thing was planned. No. She looked up at Kai. Tell me this is fake. His face went pale. Maya, let me explain. Explain what? Her voice cracked. That you lied? That you knew everything and hired me anyway? That I was what, some project? Some way to stick it to your dad. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like, Kai? She was shaking now. Because these emails are from you. Your words. Talking about how hiring me would be perfect revenge against your father for his bad investments. That was before I knew you. He reached for her. She jerked back. before any of this became real. Real? She laughed, broken. None of this was real. I was just another deal to you. That's not true, and you know it. Do I? She grabbed her bag, shoving her laptop inside. Because right now all I know is I fell for the same game twice. Trusted the wrong person. Again. Maya, please. Don't go. Give me one reason to stay. He stood there, silent, and that silence was answer enough. She headed for the elevator. He followed. I love you. She froze. Turned. What? I love you, Maya. It stopped being a game the first night we worked late together. Maybe even before that. Maybe the second you walked into my office and called me out like nobody ever has. His voice was raw, desperate. I was angry at my father, yeah. But then I met you and none of that mattered anymore. You mattered. She wanted to believe him. Wanted it so badly it hurt. How do I know any of this is true? Because I'm about to prove it. He pulled out his phone, making a call. Cancel the merger. All of it. I don't care about the money. Cancel it. Kai, no. She grabbed his phone. That deal is worth billions. And you're worth more. He looked at her with eyes so honest it burned. I choose you, Maya. I'll always choose you. Her phone rang. Jordan's number. She answered on speaker. Enjoying the show? Jordan's voice was smug. Bet you feel pretty stupid right now. What do you want, Jordan? What I've always wanted. To watch you fail. Again. He laughed. But hey, at least this time you fell for a billionaire before the crash. That's an upgrade. Kai grabbed the phone. This is over, Matthews. The harassment, the messages, all of it. I've got enough evidence to bury you legally. Back off, or I make your life a nightmare. Big talk from someone who just tanked a billion-dollar deal for some girl. Jordan's voice turned cold. But sure, go ahead. Destroy me. I've already destroyed her twice. What's one more time? He hung up. Maya looked at Kai, really looked at him. Saw the choice he'd just made. The sacrifice. You just killed your biggest deal. For me. Yeah, that was either the most romantic thing ever or the dumbest business decision in history. Both, probably. He smiled, sad and real. But I meant what I said. You matter more. She kissed him. Hard and desperate and full of everything she couldn't say. He kissed back like she was air and he'd been drowning. When they pulled apart, both breathing hard, she rested her forehead against his. We're probably both idiots. Definitely. His hands were in her hair, holding her like she might disappear. But we're idiots together. Her phone buzzed. A news alert. Sterling Enterprises announces hostile takeover of Vanguard Studios. CEO Kai Sterling to be replaced by board vote tomorrow morning. Maya's heart stopped. Kai. He read the alert, his expression going cold. My father. He knew I'd cancel the merger. This is his backup plan. He can't just take your company. He owns 40% of shares. With the board's votes, he can. Kai's jaw tightened. I built Vanguard from nothing. And he's going to steal it out from under me. Then we fight back. He looked at her. You chose me. Now I'm choosing you. She grabbed her laptop. Your father wants a war? Let's give him one. But as they started strategizing, Maya's phone lit up with one final message from Jordan. Checkmate. Enjoy losing everything together. P.S. Tell Kai's father says hi. The pieces clicked into place. Jordan. Kai's father. The hostile takeover. They'd been working together all along. And Maya and Kai had walked right into the trap. The board meeting was set for 9 a.m. It was currently 4 a.m. and Vanguard's main conference room looked like a war zone. Papers everywhere. Empty energy drink cans. The city starting to wake up outside, sunrise painting the sky in shades of pink and gold. Maya wore black jeans and a leather jacket over a white tee like armor. Combat boots instead of sneakers. War paint. Kai was in full CEO mode again, charcoal suit, black shirt, no tie. Hair perfectly styled. Cold and sharp and dangerous. We have 5 hours to save your company. Maya stared at their strategy board. Your father has the shares. Jordan fed him information about the canceled merger. The board thinks you're unstable. So we changed their minds. How? They want profit. Stability. Everything we're not right now. Kai's phone rang. His father. He answered on speaker. Kai. The elder Sterling's voice was smooth, calculated. I'm giving you one chance. Walk away from the girl, come work for me at Sterling Enterprises, and I'll let you keep a VP position. Pass. You'd throw away your legacy for someone you've known 2 months? She's nobody, Kai. A failed filmmaker who trusted the wrong people. She'll drag you down with her. Maya's hands clenched into fists. She's not nobody. Kai's voice was ice. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I'd rather lose everything than walk away from her. Then you'll lose everything. See you at the board meeting, son. He hung up. Maya turned to Kai. He's right about one thing. I am dragging you down. This whole mess started because of me. Stop. No, listen. I have an idea. But you're going to hate it. She took a breath. I walk away. Publicly. Say the relationship was a mistake, that I'm leaving Vanguard. Your father loses his ammunition. The board sees you're stable, focused. You keep your company. Absolutely not. Kai. No, Maya. He grabbed her shoulders. We don't sacrifice each other. That's not who we are. Then who are we? People who fight together. No matter what. She kissed him, soft and desperate. Okay, then let's fight. They worked through the night, building a presentation that would either save Vanguard or destroy it. At 8:45 a.m., they walked into the boardroom together. 15 board members. Kai's father at the head of the table, looking smug in an expensive suit. Jordan Matthews sitting beside him like the snake he was. Maya's blood boiled. Gentlemen. Kai's voice was pure authority. I'm aware you're considering a vote to remove me as CEO. Before you do, I'd like to present our Q4 results and future projections. He pulled up numbers that made the room go silent. Revenue up 340%. User engagement through the roof. Original content winning awards. Vanguard was crushing every metric. This growth happened in 2 months. Since I hired Chen as creative partner. Kai looked at his father. The same Chen you tried to destroy. The same Chen who's now making this company billions. Playing with company money for a relationship is reckless, Kai's father said coldly. It proves you're not fit to lead. Then let the numbers speak. Maya stepped forward, pulling up projections. We have deals with 3 major studios. A streaming partnership that launches next month. Content that's changing the industry. You want stability? This is it. You want profit? We're about to triple your investments. One board member leaned forward. These numbers are impressive. But can you guarantee this success continues? Nothing's guaranteed. Kai's voice was steady. But I built this company from nothing. And with Maya, we're building something unstoppable. Fire me if you want. But you'll regret it. The board members looked at each other. Whispered. Kai's father stood. I call for the vote. All in favor of removing Kai Sterling as CEO. 3 hands went up. Then 2 more. 5 votes. Maya's heart sank. Then one of the members spoke. I'd like to table this vote, pending a full audit of these Q4 results. If they're real, and I suspect they are, removing Kai would be the dumbest decision we've ever made. Other members nodded. Agreement rippled through the room. Kai's father's expression went dark. You're making a mistake. No, the board member said. You are. Personal vendettas don't belong in business. Kai's making us money. That's all that matters. The vote was tabled. Kai kept his position. His father stood, furious. This isn't over. Yeah, it is. Kai's voice was cold. And you need to leave my building. As security escorted his father out, Jordan stood, smirking. Congrats on the win. But you might want to check your personal accounts, Sterling. All of them. He walked out, leaving that bomb behind. Kai pulled out his phone. Went pale. What? Maya grabbed his arm. What did he do? Every personal account I have. Frozen. Flagged for fraud investigation. His voice was hollow. Jordan must have planted evidence. Made it look like I'm embezzling from Vanguard. That's insane. We can prove it's fake. Not before it destroys my reputation. The SEC will investigate. The media will crucify me. Everything we just saved will fall apart anyway. Maya's mind raced. Then it clicked. I can fix this. How? Jordan wants me to suffer. Your father wants you broken. so we give them what they want. She pulled out her phone. I'll confess. Say I manipulated you, stole company funds, framed you. I take the fall. You stay clean. Maya, no. It's the only way, Kai. You keep Vanguard. Build the empire you deserve. I'll deal with the legal stuff. You'll go to prison for crimes you didn't commit. Better me than you. Her voice cracked. You have too much to lose. I have you to lose. He pulled her close. And that's everything. Then you'll find me again. After. She kissed him, pouring everything into it. But right now, I need you to let me save you. There has to be another way. There isn't. And you know it. Kai looked at her with devastation and love and fury all tangled together. I can't let you do this. You don't have a choice. She stepped back, pulling out her phone. I'm calling my lawyer. Confessing. You're going to let me. And then you're going to forget about me and build something incredible. I could never forget you. Try. Please. For me. She made the call. Set the confession in motion. Became the villain to save the man she loved. As lawyers and federal agents started arriving, as her world began to crumble again, Maya looked at Kai one last time. I love you. Remember that when you hate me for this. I could never hate you, Maya. Never. But as they led her away in handcuffs, as Kai stood frozen watching her sacrifice everything for him, Maya wondered if love was enough. Or if they'd just lost each other forever trying to save what they'd built. Outside, Jordan Matthews watched from across the street, smiling. Phase 2 was complete. And the final move was already in play. 6 months later. Maya sat in a small apartment in Portland wearing gray joggers and an old hoodie, hair in a messy ponytail, staring at her laptop. The charges had been dropped 3 months ago when Kai's legal team found evidence proving Jordan had fabricated everything. But the damage was done. Her name was mud in the industry. Again. She'd rebuilt once. Twice. She wasn't sure she had it in her for round 3. A knock at the door. She wasn't expecting anyone. She opened it. Kai stood there in dark jeans and a black jacket, looking tired and determined and heartbreakingly familiar. Different though. Harder edges. Like the last 6 months had carved something out of him. How did you find me? I never stopped looking. He stepped inside without asking. We need to talk. There's nothing to say. I made my choice. You kept your company. We're done. That's where you're wrong. He pulled out a tablet, showing her documents. Jordan Matthews is in federal custody. Your father testified against him. Turns out they'd been running schemes for years. Using companies like yours to launder money. You were never the target, Maya. You were collateral damage. Her legs went weak. What? My father cut a deal. Full confession in exchange for reduced sentencing. Jordan's going away for a long time. Kai's voice was quiet. And your name is cleared. Completely. She couldn't process it. Why are you telling me this? Because I have a proposition. He pulled up more documents. I'm stepping down as CEO of Vanguard. Handing it over to someone who actually cares about content over profit. Kai, no. I already did it. Signed the papers this morning. He looked at her with eyes that had seen too much. Vanguard was my father's dream twisted into mine. I don't want it anymore. I want something real. What does that have to do with me? He pulled out one more document. A business proposal. For a new production company. Small. Independent. Everything they'd talked about building together. Equal partners. 50-50. We make the content we want. Tell the stories that matter. No corporate interference. No family drama. Just us and the work. Maya stared at the proposal. At her name next to his. At the future he was offering. You're insane. Walking away from billions for this. I'm walking away from billions for you. He stepped closer. I spent 6 months trying to function without you. Couldn't do it. Everything felt empty. Meaningless. I don't care about the money, Maya. I care about building something with you. Something that's ours. What if it falls apart again? Then we rebuild. Again. And again. As many times as it takes. He took her hands. I'm all in on this. On us. No conditions. No exit strategy. Just all in. She wanted to say yes. Wanted to jump into his arms and never let go. but fear held her back. I'm scared, Kai. Of trusting again. Of losing everything again. I know. Me too. His voice was raw. But I'd rather be scared with you than safe alone. Wouldn't you? The question hung in the air between them. The choice that would define everything. Maya looked at the proposal. At Kai. At the chance to build something real with someone who'd proven he'd sacrifice everything for her. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Build something together. Risk it all. Be idiots in love with a production company and way too much ambition. Kai's smile was sunrise after a long night. He pulled her close, kissing her like she was oxygen and he'd been suffocating. When they pulled apart, both breathless, she rested her forehead against his. We're gonna fail spectacularly at this, aren't we? Probably. But we'll do it together. Together, she agreed. They spent the rest of the day planning. Dreaming. Building something new from the ashes of everything they'd lost. Outside, the Portland rain started falling. But inside, surrounded by coffee cups and sketches, and the man who chose her over everything, Maya felt something she hadn't felt in years. Hope. 3 years later, their production company had won 2 Oscars and launched a streaming platform that was changing the industry. They worked from a converted warehouse in Portland, all exposed brick and vintage furniture and string lights that made everything feel like possibility. Maya wore ripped jeans and vintage band tees. Kai wore comfortable hoodies and glasses he didn't hide anymore. They'd built something real. Something that mattered. And every night, they went home to the life they'd chosen together. Messy and imperfect and absolutely worth every risk they'd taken. Some stories don't have clean endings. Some relationships are built on ruins and reinvention. Some love is forged in fire and comes out stronger. Maya and Kai's story was all of those things. Complicated. Messy. Real. And standing in their warehouse office, looking at the empire they'd built from nothing, Maya realized something. She'd been betrayed. Broken. Lost everything twice. But she'd also found something worth rebuilding for. Someone who chose her. Every single time. Kai walked up behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist. What are you thinking about? How we're the worst business decision either of us ever made. And the best. Yeah. She turned in his arms, kissing him soft and certain. Definitely the best. Outside, the sun set over Portland, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple. Tomorrow they'd pitch their next project. Face new challenges. Build something else from nothing. But tonight, they were just 2 people who'd gambled everything on each other and won. Not a fairy tale ending. Something better. A real one. The end.